guys, in today's video we're going to learn and we'll solve one problem on LPP formulation. In LPP formulation we should convert the given sentences into an equation. Here we have one problem. I'll just detect first. Here whatever they're given is 4 products are processed successfully on 2 machines. So there are 4 products which are going to processed on 2 machines. The manufacturing time in hours per unit of each product is given below. Say they have given one table here. In that table, see there are 2 machines, okay, and these 2 machines are going to process all the 4 products, and they have given the timings here. Product 1 on machine 1, it requires 2 hours. So this is with respect to time. So product 1 on machine 1, it is going to take 2 hours. Like this way they are given a table here. Then later on what they given, see. Next day what they given is the cost per hour for machine 1 and 2 is rupees 10 and rupees 5 respectively. Means what? If I use it machine 1 for 1 hour, they going to charge it for how much? Rupees 10. And if I use machine 2 for 1 hour, they going to charge rupees 5. And then one more sentence there what they given, the total hours available on machine 1 and 2 are 500 and 350. So machine 1 is available for 500 hours and machine 2 is available for 350 hours. If the sales prices per unit for product, they given the sales prices now for product 1, 2, 3 and 4 are rupees 65, 70, 55 and 45 respectively. Next last sentence is what? You have to formulate the problem as LPP to maximize the total net profit. This is important sentence. So this problem is to maximize the profit. So when I start solving this problem, first you should take care about the basics first. What is the first basic thing is that we should make first point as which is our objective function is. First we should define what is our objective function in the problem. Okay, so what is the meaning of objective function? Objective function, we have 2 types of objective function. One is we call as a Z max, one more is a Z minimum. What is the meaning of Z max and Z minimum? Z max stands for maximize the profit. Z max, maximize the function. One more we have minimize. Okay, and when now question comes when to use this and when to use this. Whenever in a problem, if they're talking about profit, see always we want the profit should be more. We want the profit should be maximized. In that cases we should use Z max. So Z max talks about what? It talks about a profit, and we want the profit should be more. Then second one is second objective function is what? Z minimum, minimize Z. Okay, in that cases it talks about what? Losses. And every company wants the losses should be less as much as possible. In the nutshell, if the problem is on increasing the profit, go for Z max. If the problem is on minimizing the losses, go ahead with the objective function as Z minimum. So this is our objective function. The second one is we call as a constraints, or simply we can say it as a conditions. What conditions they are given in the problem. See, for example, if the problem is for Z max, if the problem is to maximize the profit, for achieving that profit, what are the constraints? Constraints may be given with respect to machines, with respect to labors, with respect to time, whatever given in the problem. So we should read the problem carefully and we have to convert those sentences into the constraints. So that is the most vital part in the formulating the LPP problem. And the last one is a non-negative constraints. And these non-negative constraints, depending upon the variables, we should define this. So let us solve the problems first. So after reading this problems, we come across this problem is for maximizing. So where do I get this? Here, see, in the last they given it. My total net profit. They want to maximize the total net profit. So in that cases, my objective function will be what? It will be a Z max. So my starting stage will be what? So defining the objective function. So by reading this problem, I understood that the problem is for maximizing the profit. So my Zmax will come. What it says, Zmax stand for what? It talks about the profit. So we should write the total profit in this equation. So next one is, second one is, we have to write the constraints. So we have to read the problem again and we have to write the constraints. So let us first, we should write it for Zmax first. So to write the Zmax, we have to read the problem carefully now. So Zmax talks about the profit. So in this whole problem, now where do I get the profit first? See, profit, see have they given, if you read the problem, they are given here. What they given is, sales price per unit for product 1, 2, 3, 4 are 65 rupees, 70, 55 and 45. Means what is the meaning of this? If I sell product 1 for 1 unit, if I sell only one of product 1, okay, how much they going to get a sale? 65 rupees. Similarly, if I sell product 2, I get a sale price of 70. Similarly, for third it is 55 and for product 4 it is 45 rupees. This is a sales price. This is nothing but what? This is nothing but what? The sales price. But if you read the problem, they given also the expenditure on the machines. If I use machine 1, I have to spend for how much rupees? I have to spend rupees 10 for 1 hour. If I use it for only 1 hour, I have to give a rupees 10. Similarly, if I use machine 2 for 1 hour, I have to give how much? Rupees 5. So overall, I want to convert into a profit. So I think you know that what is a profit statement is? Profit is nothing but what? The sales minus what? The expenditure. Okay, if you are selling is at 75 and you are spending rupees 55, what is your profit is? 25 rupees. This is how we need to calculate the profit. This is a basic. So let us know what is the sales and what is the expenditure. Since we have how many products we have here? We have a 4 product. 1, 2, 3, 4. My total variable will be how much? 4 variables. So first we'll define the total variables. Let us first define this x1, x2, x3 and x4. This is for product 1. This is for product 2. This is for product 3 and this is for product 4. Okay, I don't know how much product of 1 I am going to manufacture. This is unknown for me. X1, X2, X3, X4 are unknown. These are unknown things. So I am giving these as a variables. Clear? So if I define, after defining the variables, let us write the equation now. Now, first we'll calculate what Zmax first. Let us first calculate the Zmax. In order to write the Zmax, what should write it? This is nothing but what? The profit statement. Very simple way. We should make a profit equation over here. So how to make a profit? How to write a profit equation? Profit is nothing but what? Sales minus expenditure. Correct? First we'll write the sales here. First we write the sales, then we calculate the expenditure later on. Okay, so first write the sales. For product 1, so how much the sales is giving? 65. If I sell 1 unit of product 1, if I sell only one product, if I sell only one product, I get how much of profit? Rupees 65. Okay, so if I sell 2, how much will become now? 65 into 2 is how much? 130, correct? Like this way, if I sell 3, like it will multiply. Now we have already defined, we have going to sell how much? X1 of product 1. So 65, this is for what? This is for single one. 65 rupees is a profit. This is the sales price for single unit. If I sell it for second one, 65 into 2. If I sell 3, 65 into 3. If I sell 4, 65 into 4. If I sell 10, 65 into 10. If I sell X1 number, what will become now? 65 X1. Correct? So this is for product 1. Similarly for product 2, how much is the profit? How much is the sales price here? 70 rupees is given. 70 rupees is what? For one product. If I want to sell 2, 70 into 2. If I sell 10, 70 into 10. If I sell x2 number, then 70 x2. Then similarly 55 is given for third product. If I sell only one product of third, I'm going to get a sale price of 55. If I sell 10 of this, 55 into 10. If I sell x3 number of this, 55 into x3. And similarly last one is 45 for one product. If I sell x4 number, then 45 into x4. So altogether my total sale will be what? I have to add it. So 65 x1 plus 70 x2, 55 x3 plus 45 x4. So this is my total sale equation. This is the total sale I'm going to get it. Now so we'll now calculate the expenditure parts now. So expenditure in the problem, it is they have stated that they are going to spend for machine, they are going to spend the money on the machine, and they given the cost with respect to 1 hour. Means if I use it machine 1 for 1 hour, I have to spend rupees 10, and if I use machine 2 for 1 hour, I have to spend rupees 5. Okay, and we have already stated this. X1 is for product 1, X2 is for product 2, like this we have stated this. And if I use machine 1 for 1 hour, I should spend rupees 10. So they need 2 hours for product 1 on machine 1. So my total expenditure on product 1 is how much? That is, for 1 it is 10, means for 2 it is, I have to multiply it. So this whole will be getting multiplied what? Into 10. So on machine 1, so I'll write it for machine 1 first. Machine 1 total expenditure is how much? For 1 hour I'm going to take 1 hour, they said 10 rupees, and product 1 need 2 hours. So total how much it is? 10 into 2, so that is 20. Next, product 2, they need 3 hours. So 1 hour 10 rupees, 3 hours 30 rupees. For product 3, 4 hours are required. For 1 hour it is 10 rupees, so it is 40. Similarly last one, product 4, they need 2 hours. So 1 hour it is 10 rupees, so total is 20. Clear? So 20 rupees on product 1, 30 rupees for product 2, 40 is for product 3, and 20 rupees for product 4. This is for only single unit. Now what we have said it? We have said it like X1 we are going to manufacture for product 1, X2 for second product, X3 for product 3, and X4 for product 4. So altogether the total expenditure is nothing but what? We should add this. So this is the total expenditure on machine 1. Is that clear? So 20x1 is the total expenditure on product 1 for machine 1. Is that clear? Like this way, second, third, and fourth they given it. So now let us write it for machine 2 now. Machine 2 we're going to write it now. So machine 2, the total expenditure for 1 hour is rupees 5. If I use machine 2 for 1 hour, we have to give rupees 5. They said they want it for 3 hours. So my 1 hour it is 5 rupees. So 3 hour it is nothing but what? You have to multiply it into 5 into 5 and into 5. So here I'll write it for machine 2 now. So 1 hour it is, for 1 hour it is 5. For 3 hours it is 15 rupees. So 15. And second one is they need 2 hours. 1 hour it is 5 rupees. So 2 into 5 is 10. Third we need 1 hour they need it. So 5. Then last one is 2 into 5 it is 10. So this is for single product. We have said that for product 1 X1, this is X2, this is X3, and this is X4. So the total expenditure is like this. We have to add this. So machine 1 is this and machine 2 is this. So therefore my total expenditure I should calculate now. So total expenditure nothing but what? The total expenditure on machine 1 and total expenditure on machine 2. So I should add this. So after adding this, what will get now? 20x1 plus 15x1 is 35x1. This is 40x2. this is 45x3 and this is 30x4. So this is my total expenditure. So I got now the expenditure equation as well as my sales expenditures. So this is my sales equation and this is my expenditure equation. So what is the final thing now? We should now calculate what is a profit. So for that profit we need sales we have done it here, and we have already calculated the expenditures. Now what is the equation now? Profit is sales minus expenditures. So I have to subtract sales equation minus the expenditure equation. So for that reason my profit is equal to so now lastly the profit is nothing but what? Here it is my total sale equation and this is my total expenditure equation. Sale equation you have calculated, expenditure you have calculated. So we have to calculate the profit. It is sales minus expenditure. So after subtracting this, I'll get a profit equation as 30x1, 30x2 plus 10x3 and 15x4. So this is a profit. So nothing but what? I have talking about the profit means my objective function will be Zmax. So here you just convert this as Zmax and write it as 30x1 plus 30x2 plus 10x3 plus 15x4. So this is my objective function. So the first beginning stage is or should calculate the objective function. So this is done with the objective function. Now the later on part is we should write the constraint now. So after making an objective function, let us move for the constraints now. Now again we read the problem and let us write the constraints now. See here they will not get anything. Here we have already taken this. See the constraint, one constraint is what? The total hours available on machine 1 and 2 is 500 and 350 as given. Means my total time for machine 1 is given. Machine 1 is available not more than 500 hours. Within that 500 I have to use it. Similarly for machine 2 they are given 380 hours. Correct? So now write it for this again. So total, the first constraint on machine 1 is given. Machine 1 constraints are what? Machine 1 is available for 500 hours. So the total I'll write it. So 2 for product 1, 3 for product 2, 3 hours, product 3 required 4 hours, product 4 required 2 hours. Okay, this is for single unit. Now for for variables x1, this is for x2 and this is for x3 and this is for x4. This is the total time for product 1, total time for product 2, total time for product 3 and this is total time for product 4. So total time is nothing but what? We should add this. And when we add this, I'll get total time on machine M1, that is machine 1. And machine 1, they said that machine 1 is available not more than 500 equation. So my non-equality sign will be what? That is less than or equal to. I cannot use more than this. So my non-negative equation will be, my inequality sign will be less than this. So you should write here 500. Clear? So similarly we'll write it for machine 2 now. Machine 2, what they've said it? They said they need 3 hours for product 1, 2 hours for product 2, 1 hour for product 3 and 2 hours for product 4. So let us again write it 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour and 2 hours. This is for single unit. We have x1 unit for product 1, x2 for product 2, x3 for product 3 and x4 for product 4. So in order to calculate the total time, I should add this. So after adding this, I'll get to know that this is the total time I'm going to spend it for machine 2 for considering all the product. And already they have said that product 2, machine 2 is available for only 380 hours. They say that it is available for only 380. We cannot use more than 380 hours. So my again inequality sign will be what? Less than or equal to. I cannot use more than this. So it will be equal to 380 or less than this. So it is 380. Okay, these are the two constraints are given for machine 1 and 2. So finally, after all considering this all, so let us write the last formulation, last answer. First we should always write the objective function first. My objective function will be profit equation. The profit equation already we calculated. I'll rewrite this. And in order to achieve this profit, there are the conditions on machines. These are the constraint or conditions. The subjected to constraint, you can write it. For machine 1 constraint, first I'll write it. That is, I got as 2x1 plus 3x2 plus 4x3 plus 2x4, which is less than equal to 500. And the second one for machine 2 is given, that is 3x1 plus 2x2 plus x3 plus 2x4, and it is less than 380. And total how many variables are there? And then the last one, non-negative constraint, x1 and x2 and x3 and x4. These should be more than, it should be greater than equal to 0. It will be not be negative. It will either equal to 0 or more than that. So this is all about the formulation of the LPP problem.